You all know the story of Romeo and Juliet written by William Shakespeare, but do you also know the story of Diego Martinez Marcilla and Isabel Segura? I have summarized the facts for you in a story. The Eternal Embrace. Once upon a time, in the narrow streets of Teruel, there was a story of love so profound that it defied time and convention. Diego Martinez Marcilla and Isabel Segura, two souls bound together since childhood, experienced the magic of pure love, despite the social barriers and family rivalries that separated them. The winding streets of Teruel witnessed their secret affection, but as the two young people grew up, their hopes of marriage were dashed by cold family decisions. Isabel's father, who feared for his daughter's future, denied them the right to marry. In desperation, Diego and Isabel devised a plan. Isabel made her father promise to wait 5 years for Diego, after which she would submit to her father's will. Diego, meanwhile, set off to seek his fortune elsewhere, far away from Teruel. With a heart full of hope and love as his compass, Diego set off on his journey to an unknown land, leaving Isabel behind with the promise of a return. In the silence of Teruel, among the old stones and the whisper of the wind, Isabel kept the flame of her love alive and counted the days, weeks and years of waiting. But time is a cruel master, and with the changing of the seasons, Isabel's hopes were dimmed. 5 years passed, and when Diego returned to Teruel, the agony of fate befell her. One day, just one day, separated her return from the agreement she had made with Isabel's father. The past collided with the present, and Diego's tears dug furrows of despair into his face. In the semi-darkness of the evening, Diego knocked on Isabel's door, his heart heavy with worry and hope. The door creaked open, revealing Isabel, who was now the wife of another man to whom fate and her father's will had extended a hand. In the emotionally charged silence, past and present collided at a glance. "Diego," whispered Isabel, her name a soft moan between the walls that had once only known her love. Diego knelt at Isabel's feet and begged for a goodbye kiss, a caress of the last love that would take him away forever. Isabel's heart was torn between her duty and her love, between the past and the present, between Diego and her vows. With a trembling sigh, Isabel turned her eyes away from Diego and rejected the kiss that could have lasted forever. In deep despair, Diego collapsed before Isabel, his soul torn apart by the cruel decree of love. And in this moment of grief and despair, Diego died in Isabel's arms. At Diego's funeral, Isabel, tormented by remorse, grief, and pain, could not bear the burden of her unfulfilled love. Her soul shattered like an overturned crystal vase, leaving her lifeless body slumped in front of Diego's grave. The citizens of Teruel, who had witnessed the birth and end of a timeless, boundless love, knew that there was only one way to unite these tormented spirits forever. And so, the two lovers were buried together, their souls finally free to love each other beyond the boundaries of time and space in the eternity of love.